Hi, good evening and a very warm welcome to Rangers Radio. I'm Southside and joining me on the show this evening is an acquaintance of mine and Alex Kelly and my true friend and legend of the show, Big Stevie. How are you guys this evening?
No differential there then. Good evening, Southside. Good evening, Big Stevie. Good evening, Rangers Radio listeners.
Good evening to the techie boys who fell asleep, and good evening and good evening to all the punters out there listening in tonight. Yes, it's Freaky Friday.
It's certainly been freaky there. No music, no intro, nothing. Just got a message, start speaking. That's welcome. Anyway, everybody that's listening in, welcome to Rangers Radio. How have you been, Alex? How's been your week?
I'm fine, mate. I'm fine. Delighted after the result during the week. Good 3 points against Aberdeen. Keep the momentum going, and let's see where it takes us now. But certainly the pendulum is swung, and it's in our favour, I would say.
Aye, I think we've got momentum, Alex. Stevie, how you, big mate? How's my big mate?
I'm brand new, mate. I'm brand new. A wee bit gutted. I mean, the points with the majors there. I'm still in silver. What do I need to buy here at the Southside to get up there with you? What do I need to buy?
I don't know. I don't buy that much, to be honest. But you know what it's like, Stevie? It just comes down to probably just a wee bit longevity more than yourself at the start, because we know your situation. Now you've got your own thing made the way it worked out and you're getting your own points. But I know it's hard. It's hard, mate, to get there, but hopefully you'll get into gold soon.
I was sitting there waiting the email coming through. I was sweating like Pavarotti in a cake show, waiting it coming through. And then it came through and you don't get the points that you think you're due, you know. It's just one of these things.
Steve, yes. You're on about moaning about the points. You see, what's less than bronze?
The thing is, actually, see in bronze, the way they're working, the majors points in certain away games, bronze, people in bronze are getting tickets, you know, for games as well. Like, we'll probably find St Johnstone coming up, Stevie. People in silver and bronze will get a decent amount, probably a wee chunk more than what gold might get. You know, because gold's up to, I think, 3,500 now, or thereabouts.
Mm-hmm.
So...
It's unreal what you need to get through to see your team, man. It's crazy stuff. But look, it is what it is. It's got its pros and its cons. We move on. Plain and simple.
Aye, well, see, at the end of the day, big man, as I've said it, we look at the points that we've got, and as much as my jersey has done mostly fairly, or as fairly, we'll say as fairly as the club can do it, in my opinion. But we still don't get a ticket off my jersey for every game. So the way I look at it is that we're fortunate enough that we manage it. So at the end of the day, whether we get a point or no for being at the away game, it doesn't matter. We still get to see the greatest team in the world, mate.
I've had more tickets than I've go bathrooms. I've had that my jails.
Alex, what's your thoughts on it, the way my jails works?
Oh, listen, fair play to you two guys on here tonight, and everybody that buys in, whatever way they can do it, you know, whether it's through season tickets, merchandise, you know, anything like that. Fair play to you. I just look at it as a donation to the club. Myself, me and my boy pay into it, so we don't look for any kind of bonuses out it. So, but fair play to everybody. If you're contributing in any way to the coffers of Rangers, we're all doing our own wee bit then, aren't we?
Aye. Alex totally right there, Southside. That is a donation, isn't it? Let's be honest. We don't for nothing, man. Be still doubling up, jumping in doors and wearing uniforms to get into games, and you're still on the tricks. It doesn't matter about that, you know. It's totally right. It's a donation, and the more people that get involved in it, the better. Better player you want to part in it. You put your wee 40 quid in there or whatever you can afford, whatever it is, and you get better stuff happening at Ibrox, don't you? It's just
I get the thing is, I know my jersey, believe they've dropped a few thousand, because probably people do get frustrated, Alex, that if you're in it to try and get tickets and they're trying to class it as a loyalty scheme, but I'd probably be the people that get frustrated that were hoping to get tickets. They're maybe the ones that have dropped it. The way I see it is, it's a donation of £40 a year. Now, they say the money goes into the club, as we've always spoke about, goes into the first team pool. They say they use it as for that. So for £40 for a year, I'm just surprised that we can't get it up over even 50, 60,000. Clubs in Europe do a scheme similar. Yeah. And I don't know if it involves tickets, but I know that Porto, Benfica and all that have got it, and they're talking about 160,000 people not have joined it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
as I say, it's just supporters contributing to the finances of the club in their own way. I think you're right. I think Barcelona do a similar scheme, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, probably Man United. So we're kind of following the gravy train that way, contributing to the club in any manner it means that we can. I mean, there are hundreds of thousands, if no millions, of Rangers supporters worldwide. Not everybody can get to the game, So if we're doing our own wee bit, then it's going to the coffers to help the running of the club and hopefully bring in the improved players that we're looking for to strive for success.
That's it. It's all about additional income into the club.
Can I ask a wee question? Just I was thinking, right, I've got the 2 season tickets. I did the 2 of my jails. Last season I had obviously Edmiston House and the Champions Ball. And I'm thinking to myself, well, we've got a new boozer opening up, isn't we, where the mega store was. When is that opening?
I think... No, I think it was meant to be separate for Bar 72. Talk about the old Rangers shop, was there, on the corner? I think it's meant to hold 800 or something. I think they're talking about. So, but I don't know if they're extended. Obviously, extended it further inside, because for that shop, that would never have held as many as that. But they're hoping to have that filled on match days as well. I don't expect it to be open during the week, Stevie, but I would expect now maybe towards the end of the season, unless they announce something. But I thought they were trying to get it ready for some time, maybe March, but I don't know if that deadline could be met, or possibly the start of next season.
800, so you're probably talking about you might have become a member of it, then it's some kind of lounge type thing, So might find a way you get next to dough out your there.
I don't know. I suppose it'd be an overspill, wouldn't it, for Edmiston House? If people couldn't get in on match day, they could go there. Maybe 800 is too much. Maybe I've got it wrong. Maybe I thought of something else they were talking about. But it's going to be a bar that you can go into and obviously get drink before the game and that. So whether they have to be a member or no, we'll wait and see.
And there comes the problem once again. Once me, you and Mr. AK with Burnbank goes to the pub, do you think he'll buy a round Southside?
Sonny,
I'm trying to think, did he buy a drink the last time he managed to get in our company, if you remember?
Buying used to a drink wouldn't be a problem. I'd even buy Stevie a pie or two and all.
I know you would. He is a gentleman, I must admit. Alex comes across as a generous guy. I'll give him that.
The Burnbank boys are good boys. I'll tell you that right now. And the AK's bang on. I know you'll get me a wee tequila rose and a wee old chalkboard.
Not a problem. You want some Branson pickle on that chalkboard? It's lovely.
Food's a speciality for the big man, and nothing wrong with a bit of chopped pork and even a wee bit of tomato in it.
3 slices of chopped pork, folded over, and then your cheese and onion disco sprinkled over the top. A light dressing. Beautiful. No man in Glasgow tough rolls.
I'll tell you what we'll do. I think we're going to try, we've had a wee bit of technical issues, so we're going to hope that we're going to hear what the manager had to say at the presser this morning. So if you two guys want to hit mute, and we'll see if it comes on. And if I get a text and we have to come back and chat, you better come off mute. So hopefully the techie boys have got this up and running. So let's hear from your manager. Oh, well, technical teams let us down the rubber. Back working away, so we'll see what happens. Back to the drawing board. Well, I'll tell you what I did here, right? I'll tell you what I did here. He mentioned that Ben Davis will be back in the squad tomorrow, Stevie. So what are your thoughts on that?
Look, he's got to do that, and boys, maybe let Scott Wright, Ben Davis, or these kind of guys will get a run out, get them minutes into their legs. You never know when you're going to need them. So it makes sense, doesn't it? There'll be more changes in that, I take it, you know, but as what it is, we should be able to tuck away United, shouldn't we? Along with our loony manager.
I think Alex, I just think the fact that he's been out for a while, he's been back training, it's the right type of game to bring him back, get some minutes into him, what he's trying to do with all the players. Just hoping that he doesn't break down again. I think he's good on the ball, he's got a good read of the game. He's comfortable left-sided player, left foot. It's just the fact that he's constantly been pretty much injured for periods again this season.
Aye, you're right, and you're right what you say. I mean, he's the only natural centre half that we've got left-sided. You know, Balogun's been through in there, and Suter's been through in there. And to be fair to them, they've deputised very well for him. Davis is a natural left-footed, you know, so that brings a better balance to the team, you would think. The only downside is obviously these kind of injury history this season in particular. But I think he'll give him a run out tomorrow, as you say. It's not going to be an over-physical game. I think we're going to have plenty of possession, so he's going to ease him in, get him minutes in the legs. And the gaffer's just playing clever now, and he's just utilising the squad the way he should be doing. He's got to try and keep 25 to 30 players kind of satisfied. It's not just a first 11 game. I listened to Souness on Talk Sport the other day, and he's like that Liverpool team in like the 70s, 80s. He says, I think we played about 60 games one season between 13s, the entire season. You just don't get that now. So I think you've got to utilise your squad, and he seems to be doing it fantastically well just now, pal.
Aye, talking about fantastically well. Well, I've just had a message for the techie team. They want to see if we can get the listeners and everyone else to hear the manager's interview. So we'll try again. So let's see if we can get the manager's interview. I guess that'll be a no. He's not even text back yet. So
getting hearts up.
I know. I think he'll just need to know what to do. I think we'll just have to draw the line on this, guys. Right? They'll just need to test it first, make sure it's going to play before they start this carry on. Right? It's not happening, is it? It's not good enough. What do you think, Stevie?
Oh, straight to HR, both of them. I think all schools got a half bottle. It's Friday, isn't it? That's what happened.
40 ounce Friday.
Holding each other up, the two of them. By the way, if you're doing, you get down to HR, just be easy on my seat. Please get down there, lads. Well, I'm down there all the time. But they need to get their fingers out. We're not paying them top dollar for this carry on. But I mean, we're quicker getting a taxi out to Murray Park and getting it sorted ourselves. Know what I mean?
Well, sometimes it happens. This is what happens when you're live. This is what happens when you're live, mate. And another player, he said he'll be back, Alex, when we're talking about Ben Davis there. Ryan Jack.
Aye. Again, it's managing minutes with him. He told us after the game last week he wasn't going to be playing against Aberdeen. Raskin, I think, also comes into that equation. He's got to manage his minutes. He introduced them back into the team gradually but surely. I think Jack will start tomorrow. I don't know about you guys as well. And again, very similar my thoughts with Ben Davis. It's a kind of, you wouldn't think it's going to be a hard game. It should be a relatively, providing we score early, right enough. You know, a cup tie is a cup tie. it can still be in the balance in any way. But as long as the guys come out with the right attitude, I think we should have more than Ayr United's going to give us, you know.
I think you might see McCrory in goal as well, would you know? And you might get Barner getting a wee run out.
Have you seen my team, Stevie?
Hold on, man. Try to get through nearly another hour and a half, and you're jumping already. Here, just answer the question on Ryan Jack, right? And we'll try and hang it out for another couple of minutes. Techie team might even come up with a jingle or a tune by the time we finish the show. I don't know. So,
what to watch tomorrow's injuries. Because your Mr. Brown fellow will be saying to them, look, you 2 or 3 nothing done, just start kicking a few of them, know what I mean? So we need to watch that day, know what I mean?
Aye.
I don't know if you've seen the caption that, I don't know if it was follow. It was Scott Brown at an animal rights campaign with a placard saying, stop killing ducks with duct tape.
Some ball for that one.
The thing about it is, I don't want to make it about him tomorrow when we go to Ibrox, you know. I don't really want to even entertain that he's there, to be honest. I'm not even going to think about it. I'm just hoping that, like you say, we'll get a good few changes and we'll get teams off his later on. But as you say about Ryan Jack, first and foremost, get some minutes into him. Just to keep it going, ticking the machine over, because we're having to get more players back in and we're getting the 2 new boys up to speed. Silva's looking sharper. So in Ryan Jack's case, Stevie, I think it's just about getting him some game time, making sure that he gets enough, and then hopefully the next time we're going to use him, that he's going to be a bit more game time towards getting better as he goes along when he's needed.
Can I ask you a wee quick question, mate? See the boy Silva. See if we could, honestly, he's out of price range, I know that, but see if the boy got the bug and he really wanted to play for us and we could keep him. What's your thoughts on that, Southside? With a shank in a distant memory, if this boy starts hitting the ground running, and the right thing, is Big Phil got it right?
I don't know. Depends on what he's thinking, but Silva, about our price range, Wolves paid £35 million for the boy, and you're not going to be dropping down to a level where we could afford them. What I will say is he's looking a lot sharper, Stevie. He looks quicker. He's got a good chain of thought. So you can see that he has a talent. Whether Wolves should have paid that amount of money for him for where he was, Porto, I don't know, because he's not actually made an impact in their team. But for us up here, he's looking at it now, he's got fitter. I'd like to think he'll make more of an impact up here. Plus, he's playing in a decent team, and he's playing with decent sort of players. He would be doing it Wolves, but he wasn't getting in their team. So, you can see a difference in him, Stevie. And I think hopefully, if we can add a lot more goals and get goals regularly, it'll be a good addition at the end of the season. But for keeping him, I don't think so.
What's your thoughts, EK?
Similar to Southside, I think, pal. I think the first couple of games he's just getting up to fitness, isn't he? But you're starting to see why Wolves paid the price that he did, because there's definitely talent there with the guy. He's up here. We've got to be honest here. He's up here, kind of using us, so to speak, and Wolves know that. He needs to toughen him up again. He needs games as well. It's just not feasible to even consider buying a player for that sort of price. No one we're still into to pay like $3.5 million for Shanklin. You know, it's no, but just enjoy him while he's there. I would like to see him contribute more goals wise, but he's early doors. I mean, he's only 2.5, 3 games into his tenure up here, but certainly there's a talent there. But what I'm liking now, and I don't know about yourselves, I think there's a relationship developing already between him and Cantwell. The two of them seem to be on the same page, and Matondo's feeding off of that. And I think the likes of Cortez coming in up there, young McCausland obviously as well. I think we're really looking threatening for a forward line now, which is good because we need to start putting teams to bed. The last couple of games, Livingston at the weekend, it was 3-0, but we could have won 6 or 7. we should have battered Aberdeen in the first half. You know, so as long as we're keeping winning, hopefully the goals will come. There's definitely a talent there with the boy, Stevie, but Silva, he's out of your price range, I'm afraid.
What do you think? Alex is toughen him up. Do you think you should get my night out with us, the tequila rose and chocolate rolls?
I don't know if AK would last that long. I don't know. I don't think he could last the night. We get him in a taxi. But the thing about it is, they're different types of players. I get that fish. Hey, listen, Shankland scored the goal just the other night. It was a cracker. You know, the way he took it in and nicked it round the boy and finished it. Shankland's the natural goal scorer. But as that boy looks like he wants to come short, link to play, he's got good balance and that. They're different types of players. To me, Shankland will probably be maybe a poacher in about the box when it's there and thereabouts. Plus, he will score good goals for outside the box. Boy just needs to, Silva just needs for us to know, because Shankland's no in the building, and it's whether we try and get him in the summer or whether Clement just doing a different road and Rangers see a different player. But I hope the boy does well while he's here, Stevie. He might get the bug, but the price range, no. Seema's declared he'd like to stay. He's declared he'd like to stay. They paid about £8 or £9 million for him. Whether we could get something along that range, it might have to go to that sort of level for him, because I don't know want to maybe give him away for nothing, because he could probably get decent money for Seema down south. But he might be a more realistic one if we're willing to sort of shell out a bit of money and Clement thinks it's worth it, and so to the club at the age that he's at, Stevie.
I think it was pretty refreshing, but Big Seema said that day in the Edmiston House on Manchester. He declared it right away. He's got the bug, he loves it, he's loving his football, he's playing football with a smile on his face. Listen, have we heard anything for the techie boys yet? What's happening with them? Are they still there?
No, so what I will say is we'll open the phone lines. The phone lines are open, so if you'd like to call in, 01413561972. I'm sure the phone lines will ring. I'm led to believe, and I'm sure they'll phone you back. So we'll see how that goes. But apart from that, no, we're just going solo, I'm afraid, the way it is. But aye, Stevie, do you think he'll start tomorrow, or do you think he'll start Dessers?
I think he'll start Dessers. Wee bit of a cup game in it, wee bit of hustle and bustle, and I think he'll keep the bulging if needed, but I think he'll play Big Dessers. Dessers will have a couple or more, I think.
Aye, but what we'll not ask Alex, we'll not ask AK, because he's going to give his team. We'll probably ask him his team after 9 o'clock. We sort of build up.
Southside, hold on.
Yes.
It's Myra Hanley with my flute. If they techie boys have they got a tune at off time, I'll give you a tune. There you go.
Never thought of that, actually. I just, as well you said that, we might have to take you up on that.
I'll give you his cocking and all. There you go.
I forgot about that, aye. That's another problem that will be on the horizon. They better get stuck in here. I'll tell you what did. Well, another one that was actually mentioned was he was going to leave out, Stevie. Hey, Alex, I'll come to you first. Was Tom Lawrence. He said he was going to more or less rest him. He wouldn't have been in the squad. So probably managing his game time, you think?
That's a pity for me, because I thought Lawrence had a smashing game the other night. Certainly as the game grew on, and obviously that shot for distance that he had that Cantwell followed in, what a shot that was. I mean, people are blaming the Aberdeen keeper for parrying that out, but I thought that was a brilliant save for the keeper. It was just unfortunate that it fell to Cantwell. That could easily have fell to one of their defenders, but no, Lawrence he's definitely a player there. Injuries has obviously been hampering him for his came to the club, unfortunately, but if we can game manage him the way he probably should have been, rather than throwing him in like 4, 5, 6 games in a row, Jack's broke down because of that. Clement is obviously listening to the medical team, isn't he? And if he needs to dip players out, the good thing about it as well, you think about it, see with the Sterling red card that wasn't successful, before Christmas, we would have been pulling our hair out. Who's going to come in now? We've got options in there now, guys. We've got Jack, we've got Lundstrom, we've got Raskin, and you've got other players, young Rice, could step into that position. So all of a sudden, our squad's a lot stronger than what it was pre the winter break. And going with Scott Wright's presser today, he said that the week that they had in La Manga was brilliant for the team with fitness and also working on different stuff that they hadn't the opportunity today because it was game after game after game. So I think you're starting to see the freshening of the work done in La Manga coming to what we're seeing just now.
Aye, I think, Stevie, I think you're right what you're saying. We've got sort of players now that free of suspension, which has just happened, and obviously be more fitness, like we're talking about Tom Lawrence. Seeing that deeper role that he's playing, Stevie, do you think it suits him? Do you think we've got away with it slightly in certain games? We've tried it, because we did try it at Tynecastle, I'm sure, and it didn't work. I know he went half injured, but do you think you need a player a wee bit more dig in there and know with a wee bit of finesse? Do you think maybe he's slightly better up the park?
Aye. Tom Lawrence for me is better up the park. Is it Tom Lawrence you're talking about there, Southside?
Aye.
Me up the park, mate, and he's got that. If the ball comes out of that 18-yard box, he's got that dig. And I totally agree with Alec. That was a great save by Aberdeen goalie, but I think it was just a case of because he parried the first one, then parrying the second one, they kind of put him down as. But it was a great save, the second one, and Cantwell stuck it real lovely. But no, Tom Lawrence for me is a great player, but again, I keep getting back to the south side, and I hate being negative with the boy. We need him on the park. He's no good till he's injured all the time, and that's his downfall. But I prefer Tom Lawrence pushing and getting round about that D in the box, and he's like a shark just waiting that ball on, And he's a tough player too, by the way. He's got a bad guy on him. He's not even messed about me. He's no shy of tackle, Tom Lawrence. So, for me, I prefer him pushing up, mate.
Aye. It can influence, but when I've watched him, Alex, I think maybe just a wee bit slightly further forward, he's going to be more. You'll see a wee bit more what we've seen from the other night. That shot for just about 30 yards, plus the one he had down about the edge of the box when the goalkeeper blocked it with his legs, Alex. So we know he's somebody that can. He's the one. We've talked about him before. If we can keep him fit, he's no injured. He's certainly no injured, Alex. I think he's just giving him the rest, just game management, because he's looking at the fixtures coming up.
Exactly, but Clement couldn't afford to do that with certain players pre the winter break, because we were bare bones. All of a sudden, we've got a good squad there, 20 to 25 players, all bursting for a start. We've got the new guys coming into the team, Diamonde and Cortez and that bursting for a game as well. So it's competition for places. But I just like the fact that Lawrence has just gone like that. Okay, boss, no bother, you want me to play there? I'll go in and do a job for you. Sterling's done the same. McCausland's done the same. Cantwell's done the same. They're all on the same page, and it's all about the same story. They want to get there, and they're doing it for the team. They're selfless acts, so to speak, but it's all about a team effort. And I think that augurs well for the season ahead, because sometimes you're going to need that wee bit of dig in there, batten down the hatches. St Mirren there a couple of weeks ago, weather was terrible. Motherwell as well, weather was terrible. It was a rotten pitch, but we got the win, we got the result out of there without any injuries, and then look at the next game. I think what Clement's doing now is very impressive. I mean, I think, I don't know if you've seen it there, but when Clement came in, we were 7 points behind, obviously, when Bale left. For then, we've actually gained 7 points on them, and the goal ratio has went up today. So it's looking good now, pal, but nothing's been won yet. But we're right in it, and we're breathing down their neck.
Yep.
That's the thing, Steve. He has built the momentum, hasn't he? He's built the confidence about the squad. He's built a mentality. He's telling them this is the story and this is how it works. And see, the thing is, we've got to look forward to is eventually when he starts to get his own additions in. I know we've got to get through this season, but it's starting to, you can see it's starting to get better and better, Stevie, as we've been watching it. We're going to the games and everybody's watching it week in, week out. So we're in a good place, and let's be honest, it's down to the manager and Van Hayden and the rest of the backroom team that he's added, but mainly probably they two to start with. The manager, the most important figure.
Oh, 100%. I mean, he keeps going on about his story. I don't know what chapter we're going to go to, but man, I'll tell you, the man's took us, done brilliant in Europe. We've got a trophy in our cabinet, and we've caught up 7 points on them since he came in. We can't ask for any more, mate. And his man management, every player that comes after the party flings an arm round them. He has a wee whisper in their ear, and they're all playing for him. They're all buying into it. Ox. So, just while we're on Ox, I wish him all the best. I hear he's a mate of Turkey to get new teeth. Well done.
You weren't meant to tell anybody that.
Oh, by the way, we'll be calling him Bread Rum when he comes in. He'll be able to eat an apple through a letterbox.
I heard his flight was delayed on the way out, AK.
It's like the Paul Gascoigne story when he's leaving his house. He says, I knew I was in bother when my dad said to me, all the best, Paul.
I was hoping his plane would be delayed on the way back. That would be more appropriate.
Oh, man. Brilliant. Anyway,
you'll be a new man. You'll be a new man when he gets back. Wee bit of Botox or there or whatever. No, you know what it's like.
Yes. I think I'm going to go for the gastric Hoover belt. I think I'm going to go for that. Maybe cut down to 6 pies.
Just get that done here then. Don't be going out there for that. You know.
But all the best, Ox. We're all rooting for you.
We're rooting for him, all right.
I've got a knife and fork in the top pocket and a steak pie.
I'll be eating ice cream out there for a few days. Anyway, where were we now? We've just lost the plot here. Where were we? The manager. Like you said, you can see the difference. You can see the attitude. He's a guy that's not going to take any nonsense, and he's demanding that in training that he's all show up and do the best at training. As you said, Alex, I've heard him say on a few occasions that if you're not at it, you'll not be in my team.
I think the perfect example was early doors with McCausland when he's hooking him Cantwell, and he's hooking them off kind of first half, you know, and then he done it again, until he learned, and even Talonier's coming out and he's actually saying to Cantwell, hold your central position, because when Cantwell drifts out to the left or the right, it means your winger Matondo's not got room to run into space, and McCausland's not got room to run into space. So everybody's got a particular role today in the team, and they're all doing it well. The other night, I don't know how it kind of, you've seen it yourself, but when it flashed up on the screen, you know, they put up the formation, the guys actually went 4-1-4-1. So they had Lundstrom sitting in between the midfield before attackers and Desser up front. But he's getting support with the feeders. So I don't know how it pans out. I mean, it's not going to be rigid, that as well. We can go into a 4-2-3-1, we can go 4-3-3, we can go 4-4-2. But it's everybody starting to get their role when they've got the ball, when they've not got the ball. And that just comes for coaching and for the manager to give them particular instructions in it.
Aye, I mean, one of the differences I've seen when you're talking about Ross McCausland as well, I mean, the wee man's backtracking now is a lot better. I think him and Tav are striking up a decent relationship down the right-hand side. I think they know he's gone down wide, lets Tav come in, and then when he's coming inside, Tav's sort of gone on the outside of him. They're playing long, Tav will knock long balls down the channel where the wee man's getting down towards the byline. He's not a natural winger, so he's never really going to go down the line all the time. I know people have been critical and saying, he's always coming inside, but he came inside, that defender slipped the other night and he had a decent shot that made the goalie parry it for Matondo. Like to see him add to his goals. He's 1 or 2 chopped off as well. But it's the onus is on him at the moment, like you say, and like Matondo on the other side, Stevie, where he needs to start chipping in, which he started today with goals as well. That's what we need for the team. We just need the team to be scoring in the areas. Todd Cantwell's another, been scoring goals in the last few games. So it's just about keeping it going. I think we've got a caller now. I'll come back to you in a second. Caller. Stevie, what do you think?
Aye, 100%. I see what Alec was saying there. I seen you're talking about wee McCausland coming running back and doing the dirty side of the game. I seen that with Big Seema. I actually seen that with Big Seema. In the first couple of games, he wasn't tracking back as much, and then you could see the change in him. He was right up for it, and he was doing the dirty side of the game brilliant. But listen, young boy McCausland, think about how that young boy's living the dream. He's come in out of nowhere. He's grasped his chance with the 2 horns. He's got a medal in his back bin. He's playing nearly every week. He's became a Northern Ireland international, and he's running about sunny Spain playing brilliant. Unbelievable what the boy's done in this small time. Absolutely fantastic. But listen, it's all the key to everything is the story. We keep going back to the story. They're all buying in. They're all listening. And when they don't listen, you've seen what happened to Cantwell. AK is right. You've seen it. He kept drifting out. He didn't want him to drift out. He said, you're not going to learn your lesson. Hook, off you come. Going up with Big Stevie and get a pie. End of story.
Well, we've been joined by a young lady this evening. I just didn't know there because we're having some technical problems. So, how are you doing, Joanna?
I'm good, Southside. How are you, Jen?
Aye, good for a Friday, pal. Good for a Friday. Would you like to talk about tonight?
So I just heard that you guys are having issues with the techie team. So I was just wondering if you guys are gonna sing a song for us, for the listeners, instead of playing the tune. I was wondering if you guys were gonna do like a symphony kind of thing for us.
What about this one, Joanna? What about this one? Sorry? Give me hope, Joanna. Give me hope, Joanna.
That doesn't count. That doesn't count.
Are you staying for the sing song, Joanna?
Eh?
Are
no,
you staying? Oh no, you're not staying at 9 o'clock to join in, no.
No, I need to enjoy you guys singing. So,
Joanna,
yeah, I just listen. Sorry?
I do all my singing in the police station.
I thought you were going to say the shower.
Yeah, I don't have shivers in Drum Chapel, Johanna. Come on.
They have go bathrooms, though.
You have bathtubs and stuff like that. You sit down. Oh well. So I wanted to say something, if you guys let me.
Yes.
On you go. Floor's yours.
First of all, I need to defend Ox. Talking about Ox when he's not there.
Oh, come on. What's wrong with that?
I just needed to defend Ox. Okay, so the thing I want to say is, see, because you say that Fabio is not, like, it's too expensive for him to stay. I'm just thinking, and like, why not? Why can we not buy Fabio and Seema?
Oof.
Stevie?
We would need to talk to Bridge. We would need to talk to the Bridge man and get a few quid off him. Joanna, he's £35 million player, isn't he? And Seema's what, £8 million? It's totally out of price range, and it really is. No less than Warriors get a wee Euro lottery one up and we can maybe put a few quid in, but I just think it's a wee bit out of price range, and
too expensive. Can we extend his loan if it's doing well?
Alex?
No,
extend his loan?
It's no their call there, Joanna. It's down to his parent club there, I'm afraid. So it's. I don't think it's our call. I mean, I've seen players go back to a club. I mean, the young boy for Dundee, his name escapes me. for Liverpool. He actually went back there to Dundee after because I think they'd just got a 6 month, and Liverpool actually played him for 10 minutes because there's a clause where you can't play with 3 clubs in the same season. So Liverpool got in there first, so they couldn't go to any other club, and they sent him back to Dundee. So it could be, if it's suitable for both parties for it to happen, then aye. But it's no their call. That comes down to Brighton and of course the player.
Is that SEMA, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that goes for any loan player.
Oh, okay, because you said Brighton. So yeah, I was just because I think I saw in the news that this guy from the B team, Archie Stevie, he was going to come to the first team at some point. I'm not sure if a player needs to go for him to come in, or if there's any chance for him to go without any other player having to leave the first team. But if that happens, that means that that's a player that we train in the academy and grew up in the academy. So it's just a contract probably that we need to give him, just like Ross. So therefore, I don't think it's going to be a massive cost to have him in the first team. So I just think that if we're saving money that way, why not get the luxury of getting an expensive player? I just don't know if probably it would be worth it to spend it on Fabio if he's not doing well. But I think we should have at least a treat and get a good expensive player if we're saving money in other ways.
Oh, we're back.
The tunes are back!
Oh, ho, ho. There we go.
Plugged it in.
There you go.
See?
That'll save us singing, playing the flute at 9 o'clock.
See?
Well, I think Fabio, Joanna, I think that's out the equation. I think Archie Stevens, you were talking about, young player, good wee player, is in the academy. Whether he'll make it, I don't know. Phil Clement's probably a good guy to sit and have a look at him. If we have to move him on during contract, or a club come in and want to bid money for him, and we get sort of decent money, then it's probably good for the academy, Alex. But if he could make it into the first team, then obviously it's profitable because he's on a lower wage until he will negotiate another contract.
Aye, well, it depends on the level of ability. I mean, you're selling Albert. You says you've seen him a few times and you've been impressed with him. Listen, we've already seen what McCausland can bring to the party, and if that's a level of player that we've got there sitting in the B team, then why not give boys a chance? Because we're looking at a 6 month loan deal there with Silva that could potentially cost the club upwards of £2 million. With loan fees and his wages and stuff like that. So I'm with youth as long as they're good enough, and as long as they're got to hit the ground running and come in there, because there's nothing better than seeing a Derek Ferguson, an Ian Durrant, a Barryfoot, an Alan Hutton, an Alan McGregor. We've not enough for the guys coming through the ranks, so I am all for that.
Charlie Adam was another one. Well, I think the techie team have got the technical stuff working, so if both guys would like to hit mute, we're going to try and see if we can hear the first part of Phil Clement's interview of the day.
How's the squad looking for this game?
Quite okay. Ben Davies will be in the selection again for the first time. Tom Lawrence not, but it's more like a precaution, like we did with Ryan Jack in the weekend. So they're coming back, played a lot of minutes, so to give enough recovery that we can build them the next weeks in a good way. So Ryan Jack is back in the selection.
Have you seen the positive effects of maybe leaving Ryan out for a game and seen those in training?
It's a step-by-step story, yeah. So for them, it's like a kind of preparation. now. It's not like a normal season where you're in top shape and you can do all the games. They come back from a long way, from a longer injury. They both have also a history of injuries who were recurrent, so we need to be careful with them, and there's a good communication with medical staff and performance staff about that, and I need to make decisions around that with a clear plan for them.
How do you assess the challenge of Ayr United?
That it's always challenging. It's about showing quality, showing mentality, showing respect for their qualities also. I think the best example was last night. I follow always my friends. So Monaco went out of the cup against the second division team yesterday evening. So those are not things that I want to see happen here.
Scott Brown, who's in the opposition dugout, has a long history of playing against Rangers. Do you feel that will maybe add a bit of extra needle to the game, whether that's maybe just in the stands?
I read that he loves Rangers, so I love all the people that love Rangers. So that can be really, really good between us also on the sidelines.
Can I ask you about Dujon Sterling? The club appealed his red card that was unsuccessful. Is that a disappointing outcome for yourself?
You don't want to lose players, but you need to accept decisions. Like I said after the game, referees are there to stick to rules, to see that the game is a good game, that there's good quality also for everybody. It's important for managers, for players, for fans, that there's clarity. This situation was not so clear. Otherwise, there was also not a VR intervention to look at the images. So, okay, the decision is made and we need to accept it. There's no other choice in that.
Did the club feel confident going into the appeal just based on the fact that it had been recommended to the referee to go over to the screen and have a look at it?
Yeah, of course, that's the thing. And we've seen also other tackles in other games where it was a yellow card. But that's the thing about football. It's never black and white. There is a gray area, and it's a difficult job as a referee in that gray area to go which side. So I think that's also one of the charms of football. I don't feel that sometimes when it goes against you, but it is because of that. There's always a lot of discussion. You guys can make a lot of articles about that. Supporters can make a lot of discussions about that. But clarity is really important. But there will always be a gray part, and that was maybe the mistake that everybody had when VR was coming into the game, that the gray zone would disappear. That's not possible. It's impossible because there are so many nuances in every action. So this was a gray zone, and it went against us, this decision, so we need to accept it.
Speaking about refereeing, the referee for this game is Willie Collum. Earlier this season, the club asked that he not referee Rangers games. What do you make of him being in charge of this fixture?
I'm happy, to be honest, because when there's one moment that I would think that the referee is not neutral, then I would directly quit my job. So I'm happy that we can leave the past behind us then.
Were you involved in the discussions?
No.
Would you have liked to have been involved in those discussions with others at the club ahead of that request being made?
That's something for in the club, and we've talked about it.
Okay. So moving forward, if a similar situation was to arise, would you expect to be consulted before anything was done?
That will happen in the future, yes.
Staying with officiating in a slightly different way, I take it away from Rangers. A lot of talk about blue cards and players being taken out of the game for 10-minute spells. What do you think of that idea as a concept?
I understand the idea behind. I think also that there needs to be something done in general towards like contact with referees, how to do it. But the thing of taking players out for 10 minutes, I think it will create much more nervousness, much more stress, much more even situations by doing that. Because how long does it take? Sorry, how long does it take to get a player off the pitch? It's now already with changements, and they changed the rule to go on the shorter side. What was a step forward for me, because before there was a lot of winning time with that or losing time with that. So you will have that situation even more if you have to take a player off. So when does the 10 minutes start? Is it 10 minutes playing time? Is it 10 minutes relay time? So what is team going to do when they have one player less? What does that? What is the result for that for the game of football? So I'm totally not a fan of that. I think you start to do another game, and we need to watch out to not change the game. I think there's a good product with the game of football, and I think it's really important for the game of football to be fluent. The more stops you have, the more moments you have, the less good product you have. That's why I also sometimes get irritated when teams winning a lot of time or losing a lot of time and the referee don't come in between, because it's important to have a good product. Nobody wants to watch a game where there's no football, where it's only about stopping time and there are no good actions and there are no chances and there are no goals. People come to see that. People are paying a lot of money to do that. Broadcasts are paying a lot of money to do that. So I don't think it's a good idea to take extra players off during the game, because it will create maybe, a downfall for the game.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Hi, well, guys, Alex, there was a few things that I think we touched on just at the start regarding Ben Davies, Ryan Jack. You mentioned the Sterling appeal. I said on here when I was last on, I didn't think we would get it. So looks like he's going to, I don't know if it's a one match or a 2 match now, won't it? Because we've appealed it.
I think so. I'm not 100% sure on that either, pal. But it's. I think the fact that VAR asked them to go for the ref to have another look maybe suggested that they didn't think it was the right decision on field. But see, to be honest with you, when a ref's going to see it again and they stand by their end, how many times have we actually said, I wish they would just stand by their decision, and the VAR team keep changing their mind. So it was one of them for me. It could have been a caution, could have been a yellow, but you could also say if that was our player and somebody's clattering into our player that way, you'd probably be screaming for a red card there. So I think the referee has probably seen him out of control. He's lost his foot and he's clattered into the player and stood by his decision. But toss you a coin. But thankfully we've got players in that position now where we're no, really hurt because Sterling's not there anymore. So just take our medicine and go on with it for me, pal.
Stevie, what was your thoughts on it? And all? When I seen it at the game, I thought, you might be looking at a red here. I haven't really seen it much back, but I think you could have argued it either way. And I think if you said a red or a yellow, it was much of a muchness, but it went against us the way the ref stuck. I was happy. Well, not happy. I was glad that. I'm not glad. I was annoyed at first when VAR, like Stevie called him, to look at it, right? And I thought,
you try to do Southside.
No, what I'm trying to say is normally I always say let the ref make the decision. I always say let him go to VAR and have a look, rather than VAR make the decision and the ref just goes with it. So the fact that he went and looked at it, I was happy about. I wasn't happy that he stuck to the decision, but I understand why he did. That's the best way of explaining it.
Well, first of all, he's definitely 2-game ban. He's missing the cup game, the Staggies game during the week. So he's missing that. Look, I just think you've got to look at it very much like Alec. If it was a Rangers player, an Aberdeen player went through a Rangers player like that, what would I have been looking for? I probably would have been one that I'd cared. So that's how I kind of sum it up. Seen it at the game in normal play, you think, wow, he's been right through him. When you watch it again, it's not quite as bad, and there's a point to be argued. But when we go anywhere near getting up there for any sort of looking for any favours after that mob, you're just not getting them. You're just definitely not getting them. You know, and that's it. But as Alec rightfully said, we're all right in the midfield now, and these 2 games will pass by without any hassle at all. But I love Big Phil. He's brilliant. He just doesn't take any nonsense off any of them, you know, and he just kind of he always looks to come in for a different angle so that people say, I never thought it like that. You know, he's really good about what he talks about. But we'll never get into SFA. That's just how I feel. I mean, there's been too much going on and on and on, is what you'll probably talk about later on, one of the topics later on. Just for the supercomputers all the way through, and just to me, it's no, Rangers aren't going to get into for this mob. We need to do what we're talking in the park. It's as plain and simple as that.
Aye, listen, I didn't think myself either that we would get the decision, Alex. It's like that. It's like I agree. If it'd been only one of your players, I'd be thinking, no, it's a all day long. It's probably when you slow it down and people have looked at it. I've not really seen it back, Stevie, that often. I've just sort of seen it once that night when I came in, and I still thought it's probably going to be lucky here if it doesn't get rescinded. So it hasn't been. We just have to move on, and it'll give somebody else a chance. Joanna, are you still here?
Yeah, I didn't have the
sorry,
chance to say
sorry,
goodbye.
I did. Sorry, I thought I heard you saying something, and then I just got a message that you were still in.
You're not your 100% Southside tonight.
Just technical stuff I was having to deal with, so I didn't know you were still here. I did say you. I thought you said you were away. So
anyway, I'm going to go away now, but I just want to say that wasn't a red card. That was a yellow card all day long, and that was that. But anyway, I'll keep listening, okay?
All right. Thanks for calling in this evening.
Okay. Bye. Thank you for taking my call.
Bye, Joanna.
Thanks, Joanna.
Well, she was polite and sat there in the wings and didn't jump in. Most people have said, "Hall, I'm not away yet." Well, I'll tell you what today, we're going to try and hope the technical team are going to give us a tune. So if you 2 guys hit mute, we'll see if they can muster us a tune tonight.
I can put my flute away.
Keep it on standby, you never know.
We will follow
Hi, welcome to Southside Super Six for February the 10th. My first selection this weekend is Liverpool to beat Burnley. My second selection is Leeds to beat Rotherham. The third selection is Southampton to beat Huddersfield. The fourth selection is Derby to beat Shrewsbury. The fifth selection is Hull to beat Swansea. And the sixth selection is Leicester City to beat Watford away from home. If you take all 6 teams, it pays 61. Don't want to hear any laughter. What's wrong with that?
For those that don't bet, if you bet a tenner on that, you lose your tenner.
Stevie, that's the last time he's won this show with us, right? He's gone to HR.
Right.
He's not promoting the bet.
Listen, can I just do something on that? I'm going to tell
Of course you can.
No to bother with a Super Six. Just save your money and phone go bathrooms and get yourself something decent.
Listen, see the thing is, right, see the last time that he didn't put it on, it came up, right? And as we know, he's not going to put it on in Turkey, is he? You're on that chair. Getting sorted out. He'll not even think about it. So it'll come in tomorrow and he'll not be on it, and that'll be even more. I'll be even more happy about
Is it a Torquay?
Sorry?
Is it Turkey's away or Torquay?
Turkey.
You don't have a
rumours.
You don't have a Torquay Christmas, Stevie, do you?
The way you get the tough teeth. People like tough teeth.
Can I just, Alec, no, at Christmas out here in Drumchapel, we all got octopus, so we got leg each.
Anyway, back to normality. Actually, I was just going to bring up the fact that the club, along with Aberdeen, Livingston, Motherwell, St Johnstone and St Mirren, have put out a statement. I'm sure the two of you guys have seen it. What was your thoughts on it, Alex?
I think the spotlight is beginning to show on the SPFL hierarchy. Once again, we've been painted as the big bad Rangers for questioning a lot of decisions that's getting made as far as finances, so-called for the better for the game. Sponsorship deals. We went a couple of seasons without a sponsor for the Scottish Cup. We obviously had the obvious infringements of their own rules with since that they refused to admit to, that Rangers taken to court, and that's why they've had the public apology. And they've been basically peddling the excuses that they're running Scottish football for the better for the game, and they're obviously no. So 6 of the main clubs in Scotland have objected to that. They had an independent inquiry, and they actually changed the wording that they were getting for the independent inquiry that the clubs had actually paid for. So they're marking their own homework again, trying to make themselves look good. And for me, the guy that's chairing the SPFL is basically an old bigot for me. Neil Doncaster's nothing more than a puppet for Mr. Lywell with a £400,000 wage.
Aye, the thing is,
and that's me holding back.
The thing about it is the clubs have paid for this independent document to be done, Stevie, right? And as we've led to believe now that it's sort of been changed, most of some of their recommendations that were quite scathing on the way it's been ran and how they conduct their business in a company, believe it or not. And they get to sort of look at it first and sort of make changes. It's unbelievable, is it? No? Unbelievable.
I think Alex said everything for everybody. They're marking their own homework, mate. They're getting statements back and they're going, oh, we can't have that. We'll tip extra of that, and then we'll get the wee secretary to do it all again for us. supercomputers. They've had how many misdemeanors? The guys at the top of the tree, they're all Celtic minded, and they're no pulling the wool or anybody's eyes. They're cheating us all. They market the game. They don't know what they're doing. They've got, I mean, Stevie Gerrard and guys like that here, a world icon, instead of using the boy's name and getting people to look into their game and get sponsorship, what do? They don't talk about it. They play it down now because he's Rangers. You know, they're just, look, our team will always challenge them, right? But we just look stupid sometimes because nobody else was backing us up. Knew everybody. Going to be long before clubs realise Rangers were their rank. Every time Rangers were challenging them, they had a reason to challenge them. But I just hope and pray that some other club gets the cojones, the Costa del Sols, whatever way you want to put it, and stand up to them as well as the Glasgow Rangers. Do what's right. Rangers are only trying to do what's right for the game. And it should be transparency, honesty across the board for every club, and that is not happening. One club's getting all the perks. One club. And by the way, they're saving their pennies. They're saving their pennies because they've got a big court case pending, and we all know what that's for. And it's the biggest, one of the biggest talking things in sport in history, but nobody's allowed to talk about it. It's unbelievable.
Well, I'm sure that story will unfold as the time goes on. Listen, they've got to keep batting that away. They've been batting that away, but separate entity, no more. You know, they'll get their just desserts for the people, for the victims that deserve the justice, mate. Aye, AK.
See the recent example here, and with the ticket allocation with the All Firm game. You know, you go as blatant as that. You know, Celtic refused the tickets, citing for safety concerns, right? So Rangers offered them, I believe, 800 tickets, and they've refused them. Okay, so we should be entitled to get the 800 tickets for Celtic for the return game there that has just passed.
That's right.
They didn't even give a plausible reason why no to give us any tickets whatsoever in the SPFL. Of zero sanctions against them. So they're not doing their job, and it's obvious who they're favouring. They're not, honestly, the open corruption there is there for all to see, and the member clubs of Scotland are now beginning to open their eyes about it. So
I would say at the moment 6 of them have opened their eyes. I believe I heard something earlier on. I think somebody sent me. I think Stenhousemuir have come in and backed us and the other 5 clubs because they gave assurances at a meeting verbally. They're saying, and they have not been met or came to fruition as they were told they would. And basically, they've backed the resties and the other 5 clubs. I'm surprised that Hibs and Hearts and 1 or 2 others haven't come into the fray either, because they obviously must know what's been going on. So we'll wait to see what develops there. I'd like to think that the rest of them will join forces. Listen, Murdo McClelland's in a position he shouldn't be in. He got shoehorned in there. He's been a good pal of Dermot Desmond. He's probably been on his payroll at some point. He's had a box and a good seat at Parkhead. He's a self-confessed Celtic supporter. So, listen, that's what you're up against. And that's who they put in there. And Doncaster, in one of the recommendations, also stated that you've got to give him a 2-year notice on over 400k to get rid of him. You know, so most companies that wouldn't be the norm. If you're not doing your job right and you're failing in what you're doing, you should get the bullet. And you get a bullet, and if you have to give him over £800,000 plus. The clubs have to pay that.
Just Southside, even the simple things, right? Are running the game here in Scotland. These guys were going to have Aberdeen, Celtic, Rangers, and I can't mind if it was Hearts or Hibs. I'm sure it was Hibs. They were going to have them playing 2 games on a Saturday. Can you imagine Glasgow City Centre with A4 teams, all their fans kicking about the town? It would have been absolute chaos. These guys haven't got a clue what the fans want. Their home ground is the worst ground ever. You can't get park bar, you're a resident. You can't get near it. When you get into the place, it's a dump and you're too far away from the park. You can't see certain bits of it. From top to bottom, these monkeys have been funding themselves. And by the way, let's be honest, it's all comes together, innit? They're all just terriers together, and they're trying to rob everything for that mob across the east end of the city. And that's how everything's hush-hush. See, when they do get their court case settled, do you think that the SPFL and the SFA will ban Celtic in any shape or form for what they've done in the Waynes?
Well, time will tell. Aye, listen, we were much hunted for things a lot less than that, believe me. And we heard it shouted in every radio station across the airwaves and everything else for years to come. But listen, we took what they gave us, right? And they were getting it their sellout Saturdays and everything else they would do. But the SFA, they're no fit for purpose, mate. That mob up there, Doncaster and the other charlatan, they're just not doing the job. And it's time for change, and it's time the club's wakened up to what we started to tell them ages ago, and they all sat together. And I'm surprised that Hearts haven't come out, because they got shafted, you know, Partick Thistle, you know. So you'd think that they'd be thinking, here, this mob are not fit for purpose. But we'll see. Listen, this was an independent body for Henderson Logie, and it certainly opened up a lot of things that's rang in there, which a lot of people have thought for a long time. So change will have to come, you'd like to think, and hopefully the clubs will drive the change, AK, along with us, that started, that voiced their concerns for a long time.
Aye, well, you reflect back on it when COVID season, when they brought the season to the end, and you look at the Dundee gate with the missing email and blah, 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 and just everything went on for there. You know, even when the season restarted, usually the Old Firm games run about September, you know, and they pushed it back to Game 11, hoping to get the support back in. They pushed back a winter break when Postecoglou came in, which delayed our game with them because with the injuries, they got all new signings to bolster. There's just numerous examples of obvious favouritism. So we just hope that everybody sees. But we had this openly to the clubs, 2 years ago, and Mr. Lawwell was allowed, even though he was nothing to do with the SPFL, to have an open, speech, saying that no, everything was running well. And I think that's where Stennis Weir's coming well. The SPFL board have been telling every member club for the last 2 years, no, Rangers have got, they're out of order, they've got no case to answer, we'll win that, we'll get compensation. And now all of a sudden, Rangers win their case, Douglas Park gets the compensation, and all the member clubs are having to fork out money. But we were portrayed as the bad guys, and it was their mistake in the first place, which they refused to acknowledge. So we'll see where it goes, but hopefully it ends with a resignation with Murdo McLennan and Neil Doncaster and get them out of town.
Right.
I'm laughing there. Alex was saying, we look like the bad guys, eh? I see you're bringing contactless credit cards into Parkhead. It's a pity they never done it in the 70s. The Waynes would have been all right. So that's just how I feel about them. And the truth will come out. It really annoys me how much they're pulling the wool and pulling on the strings here in Scottish football. When it's them, it's breaking every rule, and they're pointing to us. Pointing to a club like Glasgow Rangers, eh? Unbelievable. Unbelievable, man. And just the propaganda, they know how to use it, by the way. But they're no pulling the wool or Big Stevie for the drums eyes. Or the Bridgeman in that case. Because we've been at them for years and years. We know what they're all about. They're cheats. And you went through a wee list there. They even got a league championship during COVID called. Where did that rule come in?
Steve, I remember we had to play Hibs away, and we had everybody out with the flu, and we had to field a team because they wouldn't postpone the game. Wouldn't extend the season because there was a tour of Japan. You know, they never listen. We could sit here all night and go, and it's endless.
Games before the Manchester, we had to play all the games before we went to Manchester. I know. Yeah, there's a million things, and it's just because we're Glasgow Rangers. But you know, we just need to do our talking in the park. That's all that goes away.
Correct. That's it. Just when you mentioned blue, just quickly we'll touch on it, and then I think we're going to try a jingle now. I think we're back to normal, but just blue cards that we're talking about introducing. You heard Phil Clement talk about it. I just imagine how that'll get done with a blue card coming out. But listen, no for me at all. I don't get this 10 minutes to go off the park. I'm not interested in it, to be honest, Stevie.
No, I'm with you. Can you imagine the game stopping all the time and we get down and getting another pie and another pie and another? I'll be about 800 stone. I'll need to open the gates up to let me in. It's just a lot of crap. Stop, start, a blue card. So there's going to be a thin line where when do you go from blue to yellow? And what happens if a keeper gets a blue? It's getting beyond a joke. They're ruining the game. They're absolutely starting to ruin the game too much. Far too much. Let the game go, man.
I would change the yellow card, Alex, to a white one.
Can we get an orange card?
Then you'd have red, white and blue.
Aye, it's a simple game, isn't it? But they're messing about with too much. Even the VAR, I think Clement is kind of touched on that as well. He's kind of for it, but you can't. It's totally impossible to have a perfect decision. You know, you can increase the referee's decisions to like 96, 97%, but there's always going to be some sort of debate about it. So I just think they're ruining the game for the fans in the stadium. It's more orchestrated towards the armchair supporters. You're taking the emotion out of the game for the players. They can't celebrate a goal. The fans can't celebrate a goal. Fans are celebrating when a goal gets chopped off for half a foot. But in front of the other, it's just it's a nonsense. Go back to where it was and just go on with it.
Aye, I know. Well, believe it or not, the phone lines are open, so let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Stevie, did you want to say something there, pal?
I just got to change the subject, and I'm just wanting to give my big pal Tony, who's in Benidorm, good blue nose in Benidorm. He's in the Golden Lass Rangers pub, but I was going to ask him, can he buy a dye and dye that parrot that kicks about that pub green? So do us a favour, dye it black or something, will you, Tony? Well done. Enjoy your holiday.
Alex, tomorrow, believe it or not, 5:30, we've got a game to play, Scottish Cup, Ayr United, and I believe, I'm hoping that you'll maybe have jotted yourself doing a team. That means Stevie will see if we think you're going to be close. But no, looking forward to it tomorrow. I don't think, I'll say the now, I don't think we'll get the atmosphere that was generated the other night, but because it's Ayr United, I'd like to think that we'll batter them tomorrow, but I'd like to think we could get a good wee atmosphere going tomorrow, because I think the players deserve it. We need to get them across the line in all games. So you're looking forward to tomorrow, mate.
The manager and the players, Scott Wright, today touched on it as well. The synergy that's built up between the support and the players, it definitely affects them on the park, and for the better. So everybody's got a role to play that's going to the games from now on, and tomorrow's no different. But if we get that early goal, you know, we've got a responsibility for entertaining the crowd. It's not just about getting through. So I think Clement realises that. He told us that you will like the style of play. My team score plenty of goals, and it's starting to come there. You know, it's starting to knit together. Hopefully we get that early goal, the early breakthrough, settles everybody down, and then we can enjoy the game after that. But it's a cup. We've got to remember it's a cup. We've got to respect our opponents, no matter who they are. Motherwell lost tonight there away to Morton. Clement spoke about Monaco getting put out with a second division team in France. So if your attitude's not right and things aren't working together, who knows? But we should be getting through with the quality squad that we've got to pick for. Do you want my team, boys? Or?
As I said, I'll come to Stevie first because it's about attitude and application, Stevie. So we'll keep that in mind and then we'll listen to Alex's team right once. But it's about attitude and application, the more into it.
Yes, it's 100%. But I've got to disagree with you about there'll not be an atmosphere. I just think with the game being a 5:30, many of the Bears will be in the boozers swelling away. And the way the team and the crowd are bonding, I think there will be a good wee atmosphere tomorrow. I mean, the honest men, they call themselves, innit? They'll bring a wee squad through. They'll bring a wee squad. They'll be full of vinegar, you know. But look, Clement's right. It's all about attitude. Get out there. What we ideally want is going out there, 3-0 up at half time. That's what we want, and then just play the game out, see the game out, no injuries, no carry on, and just a professional job, and give that wee team all the respect or dues. As Alec pointed out, Motherwell get beat tonight by Morton by the sounds of things. What was the score, Alec? What was the score?
2-1, pal. Just finished there now.
I was going to say he didn't know he was doing the show, but obviously he does.
I've got it in the background, being professional.
Sorry? Where'd that word come from, Stevie?
That's been him, Bodie Doyle.
I'm not having that Doyle carry on. Don't hit me with that one. Right, you can use your team, AK.
Right. My team for tomorrow, McCrory in goals, Tavernier, Suter, Davies, Barisic, Jack Raskin, Cortez, I think, starts. We Cantwell, Silva up top and Wright on the right.
Not a chance, Stevie. What do you think?
Same as your Super Six.
No, this week, boy. Having to prove a point. Stevie.
Zero play. I think goal zero play, Alex. I just think I know what you're saying. You're probably thinking give him a rest, whatever. But I just think he's not that boy, and he'll want to play. He'll want to play. But you're back four apart from Golson. Probably McCrory, Tav, Golson, and then I think he might go for Davies. Barisic, middle of the park. I think he'll go for Laustrom. Who else? Where I'm in the middle of the park.
Aye, run about centre circle.
Raskin if he's available. Is he available, Raskin?
Aye, I would think so, Stevie. Aye.
Raskin. And I think he'll play Todd. He'll give Todd a run out. And then I think obviously Scott Wright. And on the left, the new boy.
Oscar Cortez.
Aye. And up front, big Deserts. I think he'll play Deserts to start. Aye. That would be my team, probably.
I think he'll play Lundstrom, Stevie, aye?
I do, aye. Yep. I think he's going to show him respect. He's told you that.
Aye. I think he might go on the bench, Lundstrom. I think he could possibly start with Jack and Raskin. Then again, it depends on how much minutes he's wanting to try and put into the two of them. You know? Would one of them be better starting beside Lundstrom and then take him off and then put Raskin on? Something like that idea. I get what you're saying.
Yep. Aye. And it's the same. Look, he's going to show him respect. If I was him, I'd play a strong team. Pop 2 or 3 by him and then change it off time. Settle down. Pipes and slappers.
Right. I think the boy up front, I think Scott Wright probably go on the right hand side. I think McCausland will get a rest. I don't know if he'll start with Lundstrom. I'm not sure. I hadn't really thought that one, if I was honest, Stevie. I think Ben Davies will come in and start on the left-hand side. And I think he might go with Suter and I think Tav will play right back. I don't.
This wee team will come and they're not going to beat you at football, are they? So they've got one hope. They're going to get into you. They're going to fling it about.
No hope.
In there, no.
Aye, they'll come, Stevie, and I don't know what way they'll set up. No saying I watch Ayr United or see much of their games on the telly or anything like that, but listen, we're at home and it shouldn't be an issue. No matter what 11 we put on that park, it should be good enough to beat Ayr United at Ibrox. Aye, you can always look for the shock, and aye, they come along, but they shouldn't be coming to Ibrox tomorrow. Alex?
No, you're right. There's actually been a wee bit of a mini resurgence at Ayr United. I've noticed a couple of the results. I think the one away at Wraith, and they've had a good result up at Inverness. But our team's at a different level. We're proclaiming ourselves the best team in Scotland, and our forum's definitely the best in Scotland. So let's go out there and prove it. What about the new boys? Clement mentioned that Diamondi and Cortez could start, or fit enough to start, but they wouldn't last the 90 minutes. I mean, I've put Cortez in to start, but left. I think Diamondi will hopefully come on second half. What do you think yourselves, guys?
I think Cortez, I think he starts. Diamondi, I think, would come on for either whoever he picks, if it's a Lundstrom, a Jack, or a Raskin, whatever two starts out the three. I think you would maybe bring him on. I think, maybe 20 minutes? What do you think, Stevie? He's not played since November here. You don't want him to pull an injury or anything, do you know what I mean?
He's going to get a run out at some point. Whether it's a cameo or what he starts, I don't know. But it's about getting minutes into legs. And he'll want to do a professional job. He's going to show them respect. And I just think anybody that brings on, you said it yourself, Southside, it shouldn't be a problem. You know what I mean? So, listen, get the job done. If I'm the manager, I'm saying, let's get out there, get the job done, cannot have time, and then we can relax and maybe shuffle the pack a wee bit.
Talk about shuffling packs and problems. I think we've been joined by the one and only old Davy.
Hello, guys. How you doing?
Welcome, Davy.
I've been trying to get through for half an hour. I got an answer, and it was a call centre in Pakistan, and he went like that: "Go bathrooms, go bathrooms." And I went, "I'll try again."
No, he was telling you to go to the bathroom.
There's got a tandoori mixed grill, I think he had. Anyway,
how about you, Davy? How about you, pal?
The show's been brilliant, right? I don't know whatever's not been going to go right, not been going right. That's great. No, I just picking up more on the point about you're talking about changing teams and all that. I think it'd be foolish to try and do too many changes. You need to go out there and light the flare with that mob right away and get the game done. And then, I mean, their model get put out tonight. So, you know, you go out there, get the job done, then make the changes. So I don't know what you think of that.
I'll go to Stevie. I guess we've talked about it a wee bit. I'll say something to you, right? See if he was going to bring in a centre back, Davy, and he's saying Ben Davis is back in the squad now. Would you think he'd likely to start?
I would, because these are the type of guys that need the games. And
right.
That's the kind of game that you need to break them in with, isn't it?
Aye, so you'll have either Suter or Golson on the bench then. Or because you'd be thinking if anything happens to him, if he starts him, you've got cover.
Can I ask you a question?
On you go, Stevie.
Big Yefeko there. The big boy Yefeko.
Well, you're saying don't make too many changes, and I don't think he would start. Nah, I don't see it.
At some point,
Alex, what do you think?
I think there'll be 4 or 5 changes for the Aberdeen game. There you go. There'll be at least 5 changes for the Aberdeen game. That's what I would say. Because he's done that Mace games, nearly 4 changes. Mace game, 3 or 4 changes, gone from one game to the next, didn't he? So I reckon there'll be maybe about 5 to 6 changes for the air game.
Davey,
Oh,
think
the
you'll keep...
team that I've picked. Sorry, Southside.
Well, on you go. Let Davey hear the team you picked.
The team that I'd picked, going with Stevie's point, I think I've got about 7 changes for the team that started against Aberdeen there.
Mm-hmm.
McCrory, Davies, Barisic, Jack, Raskin, Cortez, Wright, and Silva. No, I've got more than that, but it's still a strong team. But that just reflects the strength of the squad that we've got, doesn't it?
I knew that they're after out the word.
Davey, what do you think yourself?
Aye, yeah. I mean, you can't say that's not a good enough team to beat the likes of United. But I just feel I don't think he's I know where you're coming from when you're saying 5, 6, 7. I can't see that because you can take the momentum out of the team. The momentum's there now. Chop and change. He'll know who to bring in and who to change. So who he's wanting to play, he'll know himself. But that amount of changes, I'd rather just go with a strong team. And that is a strong team. I don't know what I'm saying there because it is what you've just said, it is a strong team. But they've not all played together, if you get where I'm coming from, for a while.
I think if you're looking at the squad as a whole, Davey, if we change tack slightly, because we've made the European squad, he's had to announce the European squad, but he's had to add 3 players into the squad. And the 3 I believe he's added in was Yilmaz, Cortez and Silva. Yeah. They're the 3 that's been added into the European squad for the last 16. So he's probably just having to add them in because that's who Balogun's obviously with his injury as well, Stevie. So when you're looking at our European squad going forward for when we get to the last 16, they're the 3 players that's been added.
Listen, can I just remind us, we play the Staggies there during the week, don't we? I don't know if it's Tuesday or Wednesday, but we're wanting goals on that night to get us goal difference up in the league. So I would honestly say that we want to go out here, get a professional job done, half time. Davey's right, momentum's a big thing too. You've got to try and get the balance between, taking it easy against these weird teams, but momentum, you want goals, you want people to be bloodthirsty. So for me, the game against the Staggies is a big important game regarding goal difference. We're only a couple of goals behind this mob. You know what I mean? And we want to pound the Staggies on Wednesday night. So that's a big important game. So I'm not saying Clement will have one eye on it. But, I know he always says that he'll take game by game, but to me, will he have an eye on it?
David, he says it's one game at a time normally. But the more is just like turn up, get the job done, be efficient, and then you move on to Wednesday night, St. Valentine's night, Stevie. So we need to move on to that. Davey.
You get 3 pies that night, Stevie. 3 pies. 3. You're right there. Well, he came away with a statement there when he was his interview. I heard it earlier. I was listening to it earlier. And he said, well, I've got good friends at Monaco. And they get put out of a second division team. And they're Morton just put Orwell. So that tells you everything. And I think he'll know who he wants to put out, and he'll know how many changes he wants to do. So just get out there, keep the momentum going, get them. They're just going to sit in. So it's going to be tedious unless they just totally implode. But Scottish Cup's the Scottish Cup, guys. You don't know what you're going to get.
No, listen, it's been shocks in the Cups. We've seen it in Scotland and in England. AK St Johnstone won 2 Cups, so I've always said, AK, anybody can win a cup. The league's a harder one to win, but No, listen, we've got to be efficient, and I don't think there should be any shocks tomorrow. There shouldn't be.
No. Well, get back to your main point, innit? Attitude and application. And I think Clement's just the guy to drive these standards. Don't let your standards drop, no matter your opponent. No matter what team he picks a team with intent to go out there and win the match, and that's what he's been good at more often than not. But if you don't mind, I've got a couple of stats here, kind of on goals, just to kind of back up Stevie. Played 24 league games so far. We've scored 50 goals. Right now, there's 4 players. I think Boystar mentioned it the other night. That's almost scored more than 5 league goals so far this season. Who's Tav on 10 with Seema, Dessers is 8, and Cantwell on 5. You've got Matondo 3, Danilo 4. Right, so that's 40 goals there between these 6 players. So we've almost scored 10 goals between the rest of the squad to make up that 50. Now we let go Choa on 18, Sakala 12, Morelos 9, Arfield 8. That was 47 goals there that we let go at the start of the season. So we need to start scoring more. And somebody mentioned it the other night, it might have been yourself, Stevie. Corners, we average over 8, nearly 9 corners per game. And particularly at home, we're 13 against Aberdeen, 14 against Livingston, 7 Kilmarnock, St Johnstone 9. That's 43 corners at home. I don't know about you guys, but the only corner that I can remember is scoring off it was Big Lundstrom at Dumbarton. We should be doing better than what we're doing, because we need goals for other areas of the team, and we need everybody to step up. It's fine and well that Dessers has come in there to step up, and Cantwell's come in, and Matondo's chipped in now, but everybody really needs to step up. What would you make of that?
Alec, I agree with you. It was me that brought it up. 13 corner kicks we got against Aberdeen, and we never really threatened for any of them. I can't remember in that game where I can say, the ball was unlucky, or he get right up there, he should have scored that. But then nothing. It's either we can't get it by the first man, or the ball's overhit, or it's just cleared by an Aberdeen with no challenge, or the keeper just grabs it. We're no threat at all. And by the way, I prefer the in-swinging corner kicks to the out-swinging. So if the troops are listening, come on, Murray Park, you've got the facilities there, let's go, man, we need to show a bit of guile for corner kicks. We did nothing with them, nothing, no threat at all.
Do you know why? Do you know why, if you think about it? Because we don't have a dominant player that's dominant in the air. Face set pieces.
Big Balogun's normally no bad. I know he was the player the other night, but you've got Deserts, a big boy. You've got Golson, a big boy, and you've got Shooter in that Aberdeen game. These 3 boys, for these 13 corner kicks, I can't even mind any of them getting on the end of it.
Exactly, because they don't usually. That's the issue. They don't attack it well. Big Katic, think back to when we had him. He was good in both boxes in the air. He was dominant and commanding. You've seen he picked it when he was fit and playing.
Douglas Bader's good there. He's in the legs. Big Katic couldn't play football. That was his problem.
Aye, but he was decent in the air. He was decent in the air. Golson's no dominant. Look at the size of some of the players and the opposition that we're up against when we're going up against them in set pieces. They're all big boys, so you do need to have that. But I agree with you, Davey. We don't seem to work free kicks. It's the same for outside the box. Listen, Man City scored a cracker the other week, right? And listen, you can say it's Man City. It's a simple thing to do if you've got somebody that you're working in things like that in training. But that goal when it was outside the box and he just played it into the box to that the wee striker, the Argentinian boy, I can't remember his name. I think he stuck it away. I think they thought they were going to shoot for 25 yards for De Bruyne. Set pieces get you goals. Look at teams in England, Everton and that are good at it. West Ham are good at it. We are no very good at set pieces, and it's something we need to improve on. Alvarez, I think it was, that scored. So we need to improve on that, because that should be adding to 10 or 15 goals out a season for you for corners or free kicks.
Yep. And we don't. We've got hee-haw. And we've got the best. And we've got a manager that knows the drill here or not. You know, it's just some wee things that will come probably. It will come through time. But you're right. What's wrong with being cocky when you get a free kick goal like that? He thinks I'm going to ping that. I'm going to play that to him. He'll step out it and it'll go on, or he'll let it get through his legs and bang, or a wee flick out the water somebody. Just something different, man. A bit of cockiness. But these corner kicks and free kicks that we swing in, but they ain't nothing for them. Nothing. Why do it? Why not just put the ball on the deck and start again then? Just keep it the cap.
I think that's what we're hoping for, Dave, innit? We're going to be more fruitful for set pieces.
Yeah, I'm just going to come in and ask to come in there. I think that it's not so much the corners, it's the deliveries. Some of it, we're not even getting by the first man at times. So you could have the best, you could have Derek Johnson, Mark Gately, or anybody in the middle. It's not getting to them. So they need to come up with what we're talking about again. The court, try what you're saying about Manchester City. Try short ones, pass it. You know, something different, because they all know who's going to take the corners. I mean, Tavernier's everywhere. You know, I think he gives in with at tea at half time. He gives out the tea.
David, can I just say, 13 corners? See what you're saying? Probably 4 of them never get by the first man. Probably the other 3 was overhit. But there is corner kicks that get right into the melting pot where you want them, and there's nobody attacking them. That's no good enough. There's badge pumpers, there's guys pumping their chest, there's guys telling the Rangers support to come on. During the week, there were 3 or 4 different players going like that, the Rangers support, come on. Well, if they're that up for it, man, get in there at a corner kick, get your head onto the ball.
Do you know, 2 things? 1 come into thing with Todd Cantwell took that one, I think, at Dumbarton and flicked on by Suter in that wind and rain for Lundstrom. But you've got to get a good delivery in. I get that, and the deliveries have been poor. AK, right? We get that. Tav and Ridvan actually put in a decent one against Aberdeen when Lawrence got the shot in and the keeper saved it with his legs. We never won it. The Aberdeen player met it first. It was right there in the 6-yard box. And the Aberdeen player beat Suter to it. So it's something that needs to be worked on. But listen, short term, we just wanted Clement to come in, get organisation, get tactics, get that team chasing, you know, and now we're battering the door doing Alex. So listen, we can probably put up with no being great in our own set pieces, but hopefully it'll improve in our time.
Of course.
I just think it's a glaring deficiency that we've got in our team, because in days getting by, you used to get a roar for the crowd. Every time you get a corner kick, you'd be looking at Davy Cooper, Richard Gough, Big Butcher, because you've seen it as a goal opportunity. Now we're getting a corner kick and you're like, what's the point? We're not going to do nothing with it. So the players, they really need to be, if Tavernier and wee Ridvan is, if that's the kind of logic, well, the logic isn't working, so you need to change it. Give somebody else a chance. I mean, Tavernier, how many times you've seen him go stand at the back post and finish it? He could be doing that, you know, in the box if we need them in the box. I think maybe wee Ridvan, if he gets a pair of step ladders or something, he could maybe meet it in the air. but I think we just need to change something, because it's obvious it's not working what we're doing.
Yep.
Aye, listen, listen, we just want everything to be perfect, but in this league season when we're going forward, and we'll say we've not got a natural goal scorer, as in like a penalty box striker. The one we have is always injured. Actually, talking about him, Stevie, do you think we'll see him?
Who are we talking about?
Kemar
Roof. Aye, you'll see him for a game and any or something else. I mean, he's made a Weetabix, hasn't he? And no disrespect, I'd say he's a great player. He's an absolute great player. I'm angry with him because I want him to be in the team, because he's a threat. He's a great finisher. Look at the minutes and look at his start where he's been on the park. It's unreal. But he's no good to us. injured all the time. Can we trust them? That's the problem.
The goal he scored against Betis, Davy, away from home, that's what you expect. That's the type of goal that Kemar Roof scores.
He's a poacher. But he's got a good, he can hit the ball from outside the box. But Stevie, I know Stevie's partial a wee bit, but I mean, I think that's taking a wee bit too far.
Terrible, David.
I
tell you this, guys. I'd be a lot more worried if Clement wasn't a manager. If we were getting in, say, the beginning of the season, I would be more concerned about this game because we couldn't rely on, and it's more or less the same squad, but whatever that man's done there, he's threw the magic dust in and went, there it is, it's up to you, and they're turned up. So,
aye, on you go.
See what Davy's talking about. Davy, I don't know if Southside agrees in EK, but I'm telling you the now. See that was Beale's team during the week there against Aberdeen. See when we would get that, the big man gets sent off, we would have lost that game. They would have got an equaliser. That's just how things were. And you're probably right, Davy. We're all a wee bit more relaxed because we've got a guy at the helm and knows what he's doing. And let's be honest, they've all bought into it and they're all played for him. It's made life a lot easier for the support. My heart, anyway.
No, definitely.
Aye, listen, when you looked at some of the candidates at AK and Muscat was the one that was getting touted heavily. I wasn't so keen on him, to be honest, but Clement just seemed to come out the blue a wee bit when his name gets sort of mentioned, but it didn't get a lot of traction at the time, I didn't think, but masterstroke in getting him, I think the problem will be, to be honest, if he gets us a treble and gets us either to that final in Dublin, which I think this squad with what's left in Europe, listen, I think there'll be a lot of good teams when if we could get a decent draw in the 16 and get to 8, I think we'll get a toughie then. But if we show up well in Europe and we get this treble finished, maybe clubs in England will be looking at him, AK, which is not what we're wanting.
Aye, I would. That's what comes with success, isn't it? But that's what we're looking for, success. If other clubs are looking at our manager, are looking at our players, it means they're doing well for us, and that's all we can do as a support. We want success, we strive success, we've been starved of success for far too long. So we'll just need to deal with that when the time comes. But now, again, back to Davy's point, I think I think you've spoken about before, Southside, just a plain basic structure and instructions for the players to do what they're, with the ball and without the ball, and everything else will kind of knit together. But you only need one player to go stray and things can kind of fall apart. And I think that's what was happening with Beale. There were too many players in the team no sticking to whatever his structure was. I don't think the players knew what his structure was, and that was a massive part of the problem. But now we've got a guy coming in there, giving them their information, allowing them to go out there and express themselves. Obviously adding that bit of quality if we can with the likes of the young guys, Diamondi and Cortez and Silva, and just putting the pieces of the jigsaw together, and all of a sudden things start knitting together. McCausland's been a massive bonus for us. I think Balogun coming into the centre defence has been phenomenal. But I tell you, the linchpin of the full team, if it wasn't for Jack Butland in goal, our season could have fell apart very early, very easily. So just appreciate what we've got to know, but we've got a league title to win here, and we've got a chance at a treble. And who would have thought that 3 months ago? It's certainly none of us.
Yeah.
Davey, what do you think of that? We've just got a guy that leads by example and demands to be a winner, doesn't it? Be successful.
Yeah, AK's spot on. I think when you're talking about when the appointment of Clement was announced, I think everybody was a bit apprehensive. Everybody was saying, "No, here we go. Is this a casino moment or a Paul Le Guen shot?" That's where everybody's mindset seemed to go at the time. But you and you just need to look at it now. Everybody keeps saying uppers and onwards, and it's getting better by every game. So we'll make it continue, guys.
Aye, listen, I've got the right guy. He's showing his credentials at the moment. I'm just thinking, I don't think ahead, but I'm just thinking this is going to get better and better. You can see the football we're playing, Stevie. It's getting better as we've watched it over the weeks, and I just think they're all going with the tactics, and now we just have to batter out the results, which is the most important thing.
Yep, aye. Listen, I can see. I think we all can. Even when they're knowing the ball, you can see them doing the dirty side of the game well. You've got Big Looney fighting for everything. You've seen the new boy. You've seen him to fight against the two Aberdeen players where he won the ball and he get fouled. You've seen him doing it. We've seen Big Seema fighting back. We've seen young McCausland getting back and fighting back. They're starting to do the dirty side of the game well and all. So, look, it's progress all the time. As time's going on, we're starting to score more. The team's starting to come back. There's not as many injuries. It's all slow progress. And the team's going to do it, man. We're going to win this league. We're going to win this league. 110%. I'm getting a carry out bottle now. Fireworks. Man, I'm going to town.
Just talk about sorting things out and that, just to let everybody know. There'll no be a pre-show or an after-show tomorrow after the game. The technical team will be working in the background hard, sorting out all the technical issues that they've been having this evening. So just to let people know, there'll no be a show tomorrow, and Albert can have the day off as well. So that's that. Aye, Davey, confident that we can now put the foot down and get this league won, and think about getting that Scottish Cup and all, because at the moment we've got the momentum and we're in a good place.
Yeah, well, the Scottish Cup's the oldest cup tournament in the world. So, I mean, who wouldn't want to win that? And what really pleased me about the Aberdeen game as well is I was over the moon was for the fans. I mean, you could feel it even before the second goal went in. Everybody knew what was riding on that game, and we all talked about it. But you could hear the atmosphere just blowing through this. It was blowing through the roof, and we've not had that for a wee while. And that's what we need to get back, and that we are definitely getting that back. That kind of feeling, you know. I mean, you just need to look at how many people were there at the end. Yeah,
David, have you ever seen the Goonies? See the wee guy, the truffle shuffle? That was me at my t-shirt above my heat. Gone mental, man. Gone chicken oriental. It was magic. What an atmosphere it was.
It was certainly a big difference, AK, for the Livingston game, because that was emptying rather quickly that day. And then you seen the difference in the game during the week against Aberdeen, where everybody stayed to the end and the atmosphere was electric. Actually, that time I got up the road, it was a lot later and all, because I stayed, because I thought surely you'll just go up to the Union Bears end, because I'm sort of up that end, and no, you had to go right round the whole stone. So I had to wait to come right round to back towards the tunnel again. But it was some atmosphere in Ibrox that night.
Yeah. It's just a reflection of the importance of the game. You know, everybody knew the Aberdeen's coming to town. It's an opportunity there. You know, mathematically, we could have went top of the league. We could have scored enough, but the main thing was getting the 3 points. That was a psychological barrier right away, and it's a marking intent that we're right in this title hunt this season. You know, and you're hoping for them to lose something at Easter Road. It could have happened, but if we keep exerting that pressure on them, they're not used to that. We just need to look after our own and see what happens for that. But looking forward to the game tomorrow, and hopefully the Rangers get a win. Oh, and by the way, Stevie, I've got a mental picture of that, the Goonies. You sure that wasn't Davy's window cleaner?
I was wondering when that was going to come up.
Heard that one day cleaner's legendary.
Can I put a wee suggestion, Suicide?
Yes, on you go.
I think Rangers Radio, you, Stevie, and Oxshare should do Edmondson House prior to the game starting, and I'll tell you, bring the Houston. You should bring the Houston.
On that note, we'll just wrap this up right now.
Can you bring your own rotten tomatoes?
Oh no, it's going to be spicy. See as much pie as a steak and kidney or nothing.
The thing is, you know, we would date for nothing. Do you know what I mean? Because we're not interested. We do this show for nothing. We date for loving the Glasgow Rangers, as you know. Right, we need to call it time up. I'm getting a message for the techie team. Okay. So, your last thoughts, Davey boy?
It's been great. Always is when I come onto this show, especially with all you guys. And upwards, almost, excuse me, something in my throat there. I think it was a bit of Weetabix. And God bless the Rangers and God bless all you guys and stay safe. Good night, guys.
All the best, Davey. Pleasure to have you on as always. Whoop, he's gone as normal. Says his last words and just goes, AK.
Good show tonight. Enjoyed that. That was a good one. If Mallman's listening in, I hope you enjoyed it too, and every listener that's out there. But cheers to you two boys. Hopefully we have a good weekend.
No, thanks for having you on, AK. It's good to have you on tonight. Stevie?
Yeah, I'd just like to say absolutely fantastic. Really enjoyed it. Good discussion. Cracking wee platform. And if anybody wants anything signed tomorrow, I will be in the... Okay, any fans want to come in a Rangers Radio and see Big Stevie, get a few exclusives. Okay, and I'll be next to the food outlet with a big sign. You'll see it. I'll be under that with Broxy Bear. Okay, thanks for having us.
First of all, I'd just like to thank Joanna, who phoned in earlier, and old Davey, who joined us this evening. And also like to thank you two guys for helping us out this evening. It's been a pleasure to do the show with the two guys. So just to let everybody know, we won't be on tomorrow due to the technical issues, and the technical team are going to sort it out. So we'll be back on Monday at 8 PM as normal. So I'd like to thank everyone who's listened in this evening. So take it away, Old School Blue.